Aloha everyone. So if you follow my channel, you already know that I've done several aerial drone tours of Lahaina and a few driving tours of Lahaina after the fire, just to keep everyone informed in the progress that we're making in the rebuild and recovery here. But in this video, I'm going to give you a different perspective from the ground. We'll be stopping by a handful of locations so I can show you what Lahaina looks like now and the life that is coming back into the area. We're going to start in an area that's already open in the center of town, and then we're going to work our way down Front Street, heading south. Let's go take a look. This is an area right in the middle of Lahaina Town that's fully open. This is the Cannery Mall. We're looking at the Safeway grocery store right now. This area's been open pretty much since right after the fire. You can see the parking lot's full. It's usually a busy place. Across the street is the Gateway Center. From here you can also see the hillside a little ways. This is Waiakuli neighborhood. You can see a lot of new homes being built on the hillside. There's even some new homes being built on the ocean side of the highway here, which is a really good sign. And from here, I'm going to head down towards Front Street and we'll take a look at the portion of Front Street that has a lot of restaurants that are open. Okay, so now we're right on Front Street. This is an area with a bunch of restaurants that has been open for quite some time. Straight ahead is the new Coco Deck Lahaina restaurant. Across the street on the ocean side is Mala Ocean Tavern. Right next to that is Honu Restaurant. And just to give you a point of reference of where we are, we're on the back side of the Cannery Mall, right behind Safeway. A couple more restaurants coming up here. The building straight ahead on the ocean side again, the green building is what used to be Frida's Mexican restaurant. It's now Star Noodle. And a little bit further up, we're coming up on where Aloha Mixed Plate is. Across the street here, you can see it's getting pretty busy here on Front Street, which is a really good sign. Of course, if you're coming to Maui and you want to come support Lahaina and local Lahaina businesses, this is a good way to do it. Come see any one of these restaurants. They're all very good. Again, this is the front entrance of Star Noodle. And this straight in front of me is Aloha Mixed Plate. I actually just got done eating lunch there just a few minutes ago. Very good, excellent ocean views, just like the other restaurants have good views as well. And just another point of reference, you can kind of see the grass roofs straight ahead of me. That is the old Lahaina luau. And of course, the Cannery Mall on the other side of Front Street. Okay, now I'm at the Mala boat ramp. You can see there's lots of boats coming and going, people out fishing, plenty of activity here. Off in the distance, you see the Kaanapali coastline. Parking lot's pretty full. It's always a good sign to see activity in Lahaina, life coming back. Straight ahead here is the north end of Baby Beach. I don't know if you can see them, but off in the distance there's a few scuba divers that just went out in the water. And of course you do see people hanging out on Baby Beach, another good sign. This is Front Street, right next to Kahoma Village, which is my old neighborhood. Still have a house there that is rented out by a FEMA tenant. And this is the sidewalk that I would take just about every day over to Baby Beach. And right ahead of me here is the beginning of the beach access path to Baby Beach. Well, let's go take a look at the beach. Of course, no tour of Lahaina would be complete without a look at Baby Beach. And you can see that plenty of people are coming back and enjoying the beach here and the water. Nice calm waters at Baby Beach. Still one of my favorite beaches on the entire island. It's nice to see people coming back. It stays pretty busy. It doesn't matter if it's the weekend or a weekday. The beach stays pretty busy. So this is looking to the south and into more of the burn zone. If I zoom in here, you can actually see the Fleetwood building and then Lahaina Shores off in the distance. So from here, I'm going to head down Front Street a little bit, and we'll take a look at what the seawall looks like. Standing on the sidewalk right in front of where the Front Street apartments were before the fire. Across the street is Kahoma Village. So you can see how close the fire came to Kahoma Village, pretty much right up to this street. Everything to the south of here, for the most part, was lost to the fire. Walk down the sidewalk just a little ways to show you. And this used to be all apartment buildings right here. You can see the smokestack off in the distance from here. And if you look close, you can see the L, the Lahaina Luna L. Okay, we're going to walk down Front Street a ways and I'll show you the seawall. Okay, as I continue to walk down Front Street, just want to point out this empty lot right here. This is 1045 Front Street. It's actually the first building or first empty lot on the ocean side of Front Street that was approved for permits, but it has come under some controversy. So the building was a more modern design. It was built just a few years before the fire. And a lot of people in the community are saying that it just doesn't fit into our historic district. I'll show you right here. This is actually the Seaman Hospital Museum. It's obviously a historic building here in Lahaina. So I guess I'm a little torn on this one. I've been a big proponent that people should be allowed to rebuild whatever it is they had before the fire. But I totally understand where people are coming from, that it just doesn't fit into the historic district. So I guess the question I would be asking is whether or not it was legitimately approved to be built the way it was before the fire. And if it was, then I'd probably lean towards they should be allowed to rebuild. But anyways, I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section. Should they be allowed to rebuild what it was before? Or should it be modified to a more historic design to fit the historic district? Okay, now we're entering into more of the commercial district on Front Street. Standing right next to where the Outlets of Maui was prior to the fire. This is where Warren and Annabelle's was, Waikiki Brewery and Tommy Bahama's restaurant were on this strip as well. On the ocean side, this is where Bubba Gump's restaurant was. And you can see a little bit further down on the mountain side, that's where the Fleetwood building is still standing. See the building with the blue roof? That's where the Foodland grocery store was. And as I spin around, looking back towards the north, You get a pretty good view of Baby Beach from here as well. Okay, now I'm at the beach that's just to the south of the Lahaina harbor. You can actually see the rock wall that juts out into the ocean is the harbor. Right next to the harbor is where the banyan tree is. Zoom in here, you can actually see the top of the banyan tree there and what remains of the old courthouse. Now, they actually just held a surf competition here at the harbor last Saturday. And that was the first event that was held in the burn zone since the fire. So that's a really good sign of progress. Beautiful day here in Lahaina. So here's the beach looking to the south. This concrete slab that's right in front of me is where the shops at 505 were prior to the fire. Of course, the concrete slab and the parking garage below it are still there, but all the shops are gone. And then we have Lahaina Shores. So one of the few high-rise buildings that was in Lahaina even before the fire, and of course, even more so now after the fire. I'm going to head over to Lahaina Shores, the beach right in front of it, and we'll pick up the video there. Now I'm standing on the beach that's directly in front of Lahaina Shores. Looking to the north, you can see the harbor off in the distance at the end of the beach. That's the island of Lanai. And as we spin to look down the beach to the south, you can actually see Puamana off in the distance. That's the oceanfront pool. That's at Puamana. That sticks out into the water. And Puamana is being occupied. Properties, people that had properties that survived the fire, they are able to stay there. As far as Lahaina Shores is concerned, they intend to reopen to occupancy July 1st. They've been going through some smoke remediation, kind of fixing up the property after the fire. But we're getting really close to being able to reopen the property in a couple months and hopefully start rentals again, maybe August or September, depending on which property manager you talk to. Now, there have been a number of properties that have been listed for sale and sold at Lahaina Shores here already. And in fact, I have one of my clients under contract on an ocean view unit right now. And I think from here, we'll go take a look at the view from that unit and talk a little bit more about Lahaina Shores. So this is the view from a studio unit at Lahaina Shores that's on the 5th floor. Of course, we're right on the ocean side. Beachfront. Fantastic ocean views. Now, the interior of the unit is still a work in progress as they're working to clean it up and get ready for occupancy in July. So I'm not going to show you that, but we'll take a look at the view. You can see at the harbor off in the distance at the end of the beach. And the common areas below us, you can see that the pool and hot tub have been filled with water. The landscaping has been worked on. They seeded the front yard so that it's starting to grow in the nice green grass. Should be more filled in the coming months. Now, what really makes Lahaina Shores kind of special from a real estate perspective is the fact that it is in hotel resort zoning. So short-term rentals are allowed, and the current legislation to phase out short-term rentals in apartment zoning would not affect this property. And Lahaina Shores was a really popular vacation rental prior to the fire, and I'm sure, you know, once Lahaina starts to get rebuilt and more of an attraction to come see the new Lahaina, it'll be very popular once again. Now, the properties, just like this, an ocean view property before the fire probably would have been selling for right around $1 million. And the last few that have closed in here on the ocean side have been in the mid 6s, high 600s. So it's a significant discount from the fire. We all know it's going to take some time for these properties to get up and running again and kind of work out the bugs. But I really think it's a good opportunity for somebody that wants to be in Lahaina long term. Be here for the rebuild and rejuvenation of the town. And who knows, maybe I'll own one myself here in the near term. Now, I'll try to provide a link in the description below to the current listings at Lahaina Shores. Of course, if you're ever interested in talking more about it, feel free to reach out to me directly. I really do like this particular property, and I think it's a good opportunity for the right person, like I said, who has kind of more of a long-term mindset and somebody that loves Lahaina, what it was, and is excited to see what it's going to be in the future. Okay, I'm going to end this video with a few clips from residential neighborhoods where we can see a lot of the homes that are under construction. Now, it's tough to capture the full scope of how many homes are currently being built when I'm on foot like this. I do think that my aerial tours do a better job of displaying the bigger picture, so you might want to check out my latest drone tour of Lahaina after you finish this video. But just so you know, at the time of recording this video, the Maui Recovers website says that there are 230 homes that are currently under construction and 10 homes have been fully completed. This is my neighborhood. This is Kahoma Village. And most of the buildings in this neighborhood did survive the fire, but we lost a handful of the townhome buildings, most of them right around this park area right here. So this gives you a really good perspective of the progress that's being made. There's 4 buildings, that one, and then of course these 2 right here that were lost to the fire, but looking like they're making really good progress on the rebuild. This is the Waihekuli neighborhood, about halfway up the hillside. See, there's a lot of homes that are being framed. Some are getting close to being completed. And then if we look up the hillside from here, you can see the temporary homes that were set up by, I think this was the FEMA project. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You can see they're like colorful tiny homes. So these are meant to house fire survivors until more permanent housing is available. Okay, so this is the Kahoma Homes neighborhood. It's right next to the Lahaina Luna neighborhood. Ton of new homes going up. You can see a lot of them are getting really close to being completed. And since I'm standing here, you can also get a really good perspective of this mid-rise building here. That building actually did burn down during the fire, and it looks like they've made really good progress on putting it back up. That was an affordable apartment building. So it's nice to see that that's nearing completion too. Okay, this is the Shark Pit neighborhood. You see lots of homes under construction here as well. And of course, to get a little perspective of where we are, you can see Lahaina Shores right there on the ocean front. So that's it for this quick ground tour of Lahaina. If you like seeing town from this perspective, make sure to hit the like button so I know whether or not I should do more videos like this in the future. And if you have any particular areas that you would like me to focus on in the next video, let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to share this video with anyone you know that would appreciate it. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more updates. I hope to see you all in the next one. Aloha.